What's up, guys? This is Sad Zilla with Zilla Mode. Today we're going to be looking at day 86 of dropping a song every single day for the entire year. And I wanted to switch things up a little bit with you guys. I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about how things are going with me first of all, and then we're going to dive into the analytics and everything like that. If you haven't been keeping up with what I've been doing thus far, last week I kind of took a break from a video because my friend who usually does these analytic deep dives with me for the project, he wasn't available. We kind of forgot about it. But also, a big part of that reason was I was just not feeling it. I was like, I don't know what's going on with me, or what was going on with me. I was just like not really feeling it. You can probably see like a couple of days ago, I posted a video. I was just feeling like really down. When you're doing this much work, it can kind of feel like you're kind of like on an island by yourself, because not everybody else is doing something like this, obviously. And so you just feel like you're the only one that is working hard to achieve, whatever the goal is. It's much easier when it's just like, oh, release a song every once in a while, or even like release a song every single week. There's a lot of other people that can do that and have done that in the past and still do it today. But this whole idea of dropping a song every single day, it really starts to get to you, because the amount of work that it takes. And right now I have about 140 songs, something like that, like made. About 120 are scheduled. And I got to the point where I was like, I need to finish these next songs that I have, for May, for example. And I have about like 19 done for that. But I started really second guessing myself. I started really second guessing the process. Started really second and third and fourth guessing whether or not I was even making something that was worthwhile, that was worth my time and other people's time. Not that the songs were bad; it's just like I felt like I wasn't improving at the speed and the level of which I wanted at the time. And so I was getting very picky and just like very hard on myself. So I had to take a step back, and that's kind of like what I've been doing for the past week. I had to take a step back. I had to stop listening to my music. Had to stop listening to these demos and these rough cuts of these songs, and even like old music. I had to stop thinking about it all, so that I could come back a week later or something like that and really start to attack, the new stuff, and really have like a new set of ears to go into that. So that is what has been going on with me. Thankfully, with this break that I took for about a week, I'm starting to get back into the rhythm of things. I should be able to start working again on some new music. And right now I'm about to do a bunch of videos that I have to finish for the YouTube channel and everything. But I just wanted to give you guys some insight into that part of it, the process and everything that's been going on, just because I know that it can kind of be hard, and maybe people will look at this video and they'll be thinking like, like how in the world can this guy even do this? I'm not perfect. Like I'm not a robot, right? I can't act like a robot. I can create a lot of content at a very fast pace, and I can do it a lot, but overall, like, I can't just like turn off my emotions. I can't just like I said, act like I'm an android and just create when there's no breaks or anything that I need to take or whatever. Yeah, I am imperfect. To nobody's surprise. So that's why I want to let you guys know about what's going on there. Before I ramble on too long, I want to start getting into where we have been, because this is now we are at the end of the third quarter, or sorry, not the third quarter, the third month. So we are at the end of the first quarter of the year. So I have 3 more quarters to go. Right now I'm in the process of finishing up at least until month 6. So that next quarter is almost done. So let's get into it. Let's start looking and seeing where we have been, where we're going, and yeah, I hope that you guys get a lot of value out of this, because it has been very interesting. Okay, so we all started off with level one. Okay, level one was the first month of songs. Each month is level one, level two, level three, level four, level five, level six. Up to 12. Every single month is another level. Because I just look at this as like I'm just leveling up as an artist overall. Um, so overall, 220,000 streams. Level one has gotten overall, like all time streams, right? In just the last 28 days, it got about 41,000 streams. So if that stays stable, I'll be like super happy with that. That's good for me. Oh, it just dropped. Level 3 just dropped. But before we get into level 3, let's look at some of the total streams. Hold on, let me see if I can go into all time here. Yeah, here we go. So we can kind of see what's been going on with these tracks and everything. So like I said, 20,000 streams total for level one. You can see right here, I won't list off all these numbers, but you can see some of these big ones: 13,000, 8,000, 16,000, 17,000, 52,000. This was one that really popped off on TikTok. Left on its wrong side. 18,000. 14,000, and you'll see a lot of these, and I want you guys to pay attention to these. So 4,000, 3,000, you'll see 2,000, or but 2,800, almost 3,000, under 2,000 here, 4,000. The reason I want you guys to pay attention to these smaller numbers is because when I start going through what these other projects look like months less than what this has been out. This has been out now 3 months, and this is what these songs have gotten to. Something like a Subtitles on, let's look at it, is getting 15 streams, 11 streams, 6 streams, 3 streams. It's just not really getting a whole lot of push, right? Well, the reason I bring that up is because when we start getting these other ones, you're going to see a big difference in the upward trajectory that we're going to be going on when we're going into these next big compilations. So level 1 is there. We kind of already looked at that, obviously. So let's look at level 2. Let's look at level 2 and see where level 2 kind of left us, right? So keep in mind, level 2 is a month younger than level 1, right? Already we're hitting bigger numbers. Jet Force Gemini, 20,000. Tiptoe, 18,000. 18,000 here. 11,000. 15,000, right? But even look at these smaller numbers. Okay, now we have some that are still underneath 1,000, right? But we're seeing a lot more consistency as far as like above that 2,000 range. Look at this, like 4,000, 6,000, 7,000. 4,000, 2,000, 3,000. Considering this is a whole month younger than the other one, we're still seeing some kind of upward trajectory here, and I can't be too upset with it. It is what it is. Total streams, even with it being a month older or a month younger, is 146,000 streams, which is only 60,000 streams, or 70,000 streams less than the first month. If we look at what this is getting in the last 28 days, 73,000 streams, and what we saw last month or this month for level 1 was 40,000 streams. So we're rising with everything else. Like it's going in an upward trajectory. And the thing is that like a lot of people will look at the monthly listener count. The monthly listener count hasn't really changed a lot. It hasn't gone up, and it hasn't dramatically gone down either. It's just kind of stayed the same. And so it's like, we're bringing in about 200,000 more streams total every single month. How in the world is my monthly listener not going up, right? Well, I think a big part of that is two factors. So one is um, the stream to listener ratio has gone up. It was at like a 4 for Sadzilla, but for this project, it's been over a 6 stream to listener ratio, which is great. Um, and then also, you got to keep in mind that because there's such a large influx of new tracks coming in, what's happening is it is like those older songs, like before I even started this project, just songs in my back catalog are getting less and less streams because they're getting less and less push by Spotify, or basically just like inactive songs for the most part, songs that are just like not getting a stream at all for that day. I don't even think I can. There's like some songs I can't even see in my list of like last 24 hour streams. So there are going to be songs like that, and they're going to be replaced, but with songs like this that are getting 50 to 60 streams even a day. So or in this case, it would be a lot less than that. It would be like the 2 to 3, 6 streams a day type songs. Which thankfully there's not a whole lot out of the 86 songs that I've dropped now. But anyway, let's get into where we are right now currently with level 3. Okay, so level 3 just dropped just now. There are, we looked at level 2, and there was 3 songs that had less than 1,000 streams in that entire compilation. This has only been out for a month now. We have one, which this one is the one that just released, so of course it's going to have less than 1,000. But let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 6 songs that have less than 1,000. Keep in mind, this is just a month old. Some of these tracks just came out a couple of days ago. For example, Zero Fear, The Joy Infection, those came out this last week. Same thing with Dark Sentai. Same thing with Spiderwebs, and same thing with Terror Mask. Also, same thing with Follow the Rabbit. These are all tracks that are in the last compilation, and then Go Rubber Man is actually on the latest track to drop. So, of course, those are going to be under 1,000. So, I can see these getting above that 1,000 pretty quickly based on the way that this is performing so far. Because even after just a month, we got 12,000, 13,000, or 1,200, 1,300, 1,800, 2,600, 5,000, 1,300, 1,500. This is, if we're comparing this from 1 month, which is, it's 2 months, 39,000 or 3,900, 42, 22, 57, 23, 38. You're seeing a trend here, right? Even in these big ones, 12,000, 12,000, 12,000. You're seeing a trend here that this is now 2 months younger than level 1, and it's getting comparable numbers to level 1's compilation. So just, I want to keep that in mind. Like, we are going upwards. We are still going upwards, which is great to see. And I'm staying optimistic. A big change that I made in this time for level 3 is that I started putting the titles or subjects of whatever the songs are about. So, like, for example, Whispers of the Pale Man, it's about Pan's Labyrinth, so I put that in parentheses, Pan's Labyrinth. Same thing with Sonic EXE, Daredevil, whatever the case may be. Okay, so I just wanted to keep that in mind there. Now let's go into the new song. This is the new song that just came out. I don't believe this is getting a release radar or anything like that. Yeah, it's not. It may be getting some kind of release radar, but right now it's only at 49 streams. But it just dropped. Usually it takes a while for it to get up to 49 streams if this was like any other day other than Friday. But because there's a lot of influx of an audience coming from Release Radar for the track that is on Release Radar, it's sending that to the compilation. The track that I believe is on Release Radar is down here. It's actually literally the last track that is on this whole thing, which is actually pretty interesting. So Zero Fear, right now it's sitting at 138 streams. Like I said, this is on release radar as far as I know. Let me see if I can bring up release radar for you guys. Let's see if I can bring it up. Let's see what's actually sitting on release radar. Yeah, that is the one that is on release radar currently. I don't see anything else on this release radar except for Go Stupid down here, Tiffy Time down here. So these ones are maybe getting a little bit of a release radar push late in the game, but and they'll get some kind of boost. But really, this is the one that's landing on release radar. Now, this isn't the one that I wanted to land on release radar, to be honest with you guys. But it's the one that landed on Thursday, and I couldn't pitch the one for Friday. So this is the one that just automatically will go. So yeah, we'll have to see. We'll have to see where everything goes, guys. I don't think this is updated yet. Let me see if this day has been updated. It has, yeah. So it has been updated. So this is just a random track on here. The last update we got was 115 streams, and it already has. Oh, excuse me. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh, you ever like sneeze and it just like sends a shiver down your spine? Oh my gosh. Oof, that hurt. But you can already see like over 50 streams just since this has dropped. So these tracks are gonna get a boost. That's another thing that I want to touch on before I let you guys go today. Every single one of these compilations, it just seems like these boosts just get better and better. So like, for example, this track was getting 30, 34, 40 streams a day. Okay. When the compilation came out, it got upwards to 234. It even got as high as 238. So these compilations just do better every single time as far as like boosting these songs so that they can get some kind of, and that's why everything's like upwards trajectory, right? So like this one got 99 in the first day, it boosts up to almost 300. Last time it was at 253. So like right now, I'm already it last update it had 1500, and already it has 1700, over 1700. So that means that since this compilation has come out, we already have upwards to over 200, well over 200, and we're not nearly close to the end of the day. So yeah, I don't know. Same thing with this one. 1200 or 12,818, already over 13,000. So it's going to be upwards to like well past 300, right? I mean, yesterday it got 300 streams, so it's probably going to be maybe up to like 600 streams, something like that. So we'll have to see what it ends up doing. But yeah, that is that on that level. I just want to show you guys here to listeners that it's so crazy that like last period I had 142,000 monthly listeners, and we went down to 136. Even though the streams, if we go and look at the streams themselves, the streams only went down 1.7%, because I mean, like, we haven't really got that boost in the algorithm yet, which I'll get to in a second. But like the fact that like streams only went down like 10,000, but we lost that many listeners, means that if we look at our stream to listener ratio has risen 2.3%. And if I go and look at Kaiju Cult, which is where I can kind of see just what the project is doing, and you can see right here all these compilations every single time a compilation happens, or Discover Weekly. So like every Friday, every Monday, there's a boost. You see that, guys? That's what you want to see. You want to see a boost in those places because that tells you that the algorithm is picking it up, it's bringing it up. But anyway, if you look at the streams here, so we added 209,000 streams um, to my normal set of streams. So that is the kind of power that this can have. Followers, we've gone up 46% since last month. We started at 183. We're nearing almost 300. So I mean, like things like that, the release engagement. I don't think it's going to tell me. I don't think it's really going to tell me anything about this. Let me look at this real quick. By the way, guys, I hope that you guys are getting value out of this information. So, like, out of 11,000 listeners from just Kaiju Cult, right? 9% of them intentionally streamed that release in the first 27 days, which I believe is much higher than what I would have gotten, which just said so, like, before. So, that's really interesting. That is really interesting. Segments. Yeah, this is really interesting. 26% is active. 16% is previously active audience, which I mean would only be from a month back, I believe, something like that. So, I mean, I think that's good. I think like what? Okay, let's see. 58% being the programmed audience is what we're gonna go off of. Let's look at Sadzilla's pre-programmed audience because it's around the same. It's around the same programmed audience. So yeah, I hope that we get a big algorithmic push. One thing that I started looking into is apparently Spotify has to get used to your schedule. So it takes about 3 to 6 months for Spotify to get used to the schedule and know like how it wants to push your music. So like, and I'm talking about like push your music in the algorithm. Um, with Spotify, like it will give you boost in radio and discover mode or discovery mode, yes, but more importantly, discover weekly and things like that. It'll give you bigger boosts if it knows what your schedule is and it has a lot of data on your schedule and like how people are interacting with these songs. So, hopefully, in the next couple months or whatever, we're going to see a huge jump in the algorithmic push, hopefully. So, but yeah, anyway, guys, that leaves it up to you guys. What do you guys think about this project? Is it inspiring? I hope it's inspiring you guys to create more. If I can create this many songs and put this much music out, hopefully it'll inspire you guys. And you guys probably look at me be very chill about these numbers. We're not blowing up here right now. Some would even say that there are metrics that look like we're actually like falling behind, even though I'm releasing so much music. You would think would be a bigger jump, but all in all, like I mean, if let me show you guys this real quick. My songs, if we look at the last 28 days, there are 2 songs here that are in my top 5. That are part of the 365 project. So the fact that I have 2 songs out of 3 months of songs that have enough streams to land in my top 5, not my top 10, not my top 20, my top 5 is actually pretty incredible. Now, how long are those going to last? I don't know. I think He Who Must Not Be Killed, for example, here is going to last a little bit longer. Though Jet Force Gemini does seem to have a lot of traction. I don't know if it's just release radar or what, but there's just a lot of saves on this song. So hopefully maybe it has more life, but He Who Must Not Be Killed is definitely going to stay in there. Zumi's Girl 2 is one that's going to be going upwards, I believe. I think that one has a lot of traction, as you can see with the saves, 1,000 saves. So yeah, there are going to be opportunities for more songs to end up on the top 5s and stuff. So those songs getting algorithmic pushes and getting upwards to those levels of songs that I've had before over the years, which is just one of those songs, can feed my family for months, or not months, but years. So we'll see how it goes. We're only 3 months in, so hopefully we'll start seeing a snowball effect, and I'll have a lot more to talk about. But for now, I hope that you guys got a lot of value out of this. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think, and like I said, if I inspired you guys or anything, or if you guys are doing anything similar or want to do anything similar, maybe you just want to start releasing weekly. Also, click the like and subscribe down below, and don't forget to hit that bell notification icon down there so that you get notified whenever I drop stuff like this. I also have a Discord which you guys can join as well. So just let me know. I'll see you guys later. Until then, peace.